And welcome back to World Sports Show. Charlie Flo here on WPPM LP 106.5 FM. On the line, we have Lisa Cole, assistant coach with the Houston Dash. How are you doing tonight, Coach?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Well, welcome back to the NWSL. I know you had a little bit of a time away and had your first game yesterday. Was there any little butterflies going into the game yesterday?
No, it's just exciting to be back in the league, working with great players, and to just see that the league's flourishing now in, more than 3 years, making it into its sixth season. So it's great.
Yeah, I know. It's every year we start up. It's one of those things where it's that in between that going from the last game of the season championship to that first game is always. It's interesting. It's not as much of a thought in the back of our minds anymore. It's, hey, is there going to be a league next year? And I'm sure that, all the different times you've coached, that's always in the back of your mind. Or are we going to have jobs next year?
Yeah, unfortunately, that's been part of being a professional coach. But the NWSL has gotten it right here in so many ways. Still lots of improvements to make. But longevity is important in order to be able to make things better.
So what made you come back to the pro game? You were doing some coaching, some international coaching at the U20 level, but what made you bring you back to the NWSL?
Well, a couple things. I mean, I didn't really want to leave initially, so there's always that when you leave a team or get fired from a team, you're always like, man, what would I do differently if I got another opportunity, and what are the things that you think you can still bring? And I felt like I still had something to add to the league, and a little bit of unfinished business, not even finishing my first year. So that was a little bit of motivation, but I enjoyed the international game. I really, really enjoyed the opportunity with P&G. I enjoyed doing some youth soccer stuff, but the opportunity to then not only come back to the pro league, but then to also work with someone like Vera Pauw, which is an opportunity I couldn't pass up.
Yeah, you're getting to work under a really great coach, and she's new to this professional game. She's had a lot of international experience, but new to the professional U.S. side of it. How have you helped her along the way?
Yeah, I think, she's obviously got the X's and O's and is very, very knowledgeable when it comes to the sports science around the game and following periodization and things like that. But she's a little unfamiliar with the players that are in the league, not the national team players, but the players that are on the fringe of the national team or just good pros. So I've been able to help her with that. And I think hopefully as time goes, also be able to help her a little bit manage the length of the season. It's different coming in to a camp, being so focused and just every day, every minute of every day being about what you're doing in the national team camp, and then everybody leaves and they go back to their lives, and then they come back, and then they leave and they come back. And so I think managing, doing everything in a professional way, but at the same time finding time to make sure that the players have time away for the game and can stay fresh and excited about what we're doing in Houston from the start of the season to the end of the season in September.
Yeah, so, just looking at the differences, you were with Boston. Unfortunately, they folded and they had some of their financial struggles. What's the difference now you've noticed now being in Houston, that is a team that's partnered with an MLS team that you guys have, like, world-class facility? What's some differences you've noticed?
Yeah, the big thing is facilities, right? Playing in a great stadium and have support staff around us that's really remarkable, a medical team that's top-notch, and people that just really care about getting the soccer right, and that's really important. So I think Chris Canetti and Brian Ching, who's our general manager, have just done a really remarkable job recognizing some of the things that didn't go right initially for Houston and getting a lot of those things right this time, and really taking some ownership on, hey, we've got to step up and be a little bit better for the players, for the city, and for the fans this year. So I'm excited to be a part of a group that's re-engaged and energized about making Houston successful.
Now, you guys had your home opener this weekend, definitely not the best result you guys could ask for, but, what is your feelings on the team, just this season, how you guys are looking?
Yeah, I mean, I was really excited about how well we did in so many ways. The result was disappointing for sure. But you think about how many rookies we started. You think about players like a Savannah Jordan, who only played 9 minutes, I think, last year, getting a start and being instrumental in the goal. And you just see, I think we've created some opportunities for players that maybe weren't getting looks. To have opportunities to shine in this league. And, Linda, the South African young player, getting her first start. So there were a lot of positives yesterday, but we have to get that win. Like, we need to get that win, and we know that. So it's good to learn these lessons early in the season. We could have easily gotten the 1-0 win, and we would have felt good about ourselves. But really, that should have been a game that we put away either late in the first half or early in the second half, so that we're not in that situation that we were in at the end of the game.
Now, like you said, but you got a lot of young players making their debut. I mean, I guess it kind of goes back to, being that role almost like a college coach, where you have some of these players that are so young that don't have that veteran experience that, that might come and, bite them in the butt, like putting games away in 90. What's your biggest message you said to the players after they, gave up that late 90-minute goal?
Yeah, I think for us it was just learn the lesson. Like that's what this is about. We're early in the season, and this isn't how we wanted this to go. But let's learn the lesson and move forward from that.
Now, looking at your education part of it, kind of interesting thing. John actually took a national course under you, and how did you get involved with just the national education level of doing the goalkeeper stuff and the national title? How did that all get started up?
Yeah, like most of my career, I owe just about everything to Tony DeCicco. I think, he brought me on with then SCA, now United Soccer Coaches, to do the goalkeeping. I was doing coaching education with them on the field player side, and then when he took over the goalkeeping, I kind of became his second hand. And so we've been growing what United Soccer Coaches is doing on the in the area of goalkeeping for a while now, and we really think what's out there is remarkable. The level 1, which is now online, was the last thing Tony did before he passed. So that's kind of, it's online. People can go see it. He's in the videos and stuff. So I think that's a nice legacy to have him have left. But he started the coaching education thing for me.
Yeah, it's definitely, a household name and a legend, definitely left an impact. And John and I we actually took our level 1 under Tony, so it's definitely something I will always be grateful for. And, to tell it to keepers to look him up. This is the first guy I was really involved with. So, I mean, it's definitely left a legacy. And just wanted to ask you, because you did play college goalkeeper back in the day, how did you get into playing, goalkeeper?
Yeah, well, that's a funny story, actually. I didn't actually want to be a goalkeeper, but I'm telling you how old I am now, but there was the back pass, that changed the back pass rules.
Yep. So
goalkeepers didn't need to be able to use their feet initially. So no one my size would make it in goalkeeping, I think, now. But what happened is all these tall, bigger kids couldn't play with their feet. And now all of a sudden we've got to play the ball back to them, and they've got to play with their feet. And so by default, I ended up just jumping in sometimes and kind of flying around and enjoying it, of course, rolling in the mud and stuff. And so I played both. In high school, I played in goal and I played in the back. And, of course, I thought I was a striker as well as most goalkeepers think. But, that was why. I just ended up accidentally getting recruited to play in college and goal because of my ability with my feet first, and then obviously the ability to also make some saves. So that's when it started.
Well, according to the internet, you set some records for saves. So I mean, you obviously did something right.
Yeah, I was fortunate to play. I played under Dr. Colleen Hacker, who's a sports psychologist for the women's national team and stuff, and we had a pretty good team, and I was fortunate to play with some good players and have a successful career. So yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, John and I joke about the whole goalkeeper change, that I was a defender all my life, and it was that first year a lot of referees overlooked the handball calls and would give us a warning and not actually make the handball call, because I mean, I'm used to all my life being able to bail my keeper would bail me out no matter how bad of a ball I could hit. He could pick it up and scoop it up, and it's just kids don't ever. It's funny how the generations don't even know about that rule, and that you could just play it right back to them, and it changes the whole how we play with systems in the back now. The keeper has to be good with their feet.
Yeah, it's changed what the goalkeepers look like today. You look at goalkeepers today, and they're way different than what they look like before that. But it's an interesting challenge, and it's good. I think it's been good for the game.
Well, I wish you guys the best of luck in this upcoming season. It's great to have you back in the league, and it's even better to have this league, still functioning and being on television and getting tons of exposure. And got a great team, and hope you guys will make it to the playoffs. Yeah,
that's the goal, I think, for every new team, and I'm excited to be back, and I'm glad that you let me come on the show.
Anytime. Well, best of luck, and we'll talk to you later in the season, Lisa. Thank you so much for calling in.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks.
I was assistant coach with the Houston Dash, Lisa Cole, and also does coaching with United Soccer Coaches, runs the goalkeeper diplomas, and you and I have taken quite a few of those, and you were fortunate enough to
Thank you for watching a World Sports Show production. For more info, go to worldsportsshow.com.